tool to lock down the 80 carry, you're going to have to get through Cannon. The Gunblade is actually going to be relatively valuable. You'll see what he ends up building, but there's a lot of rumors and rumblings right now of a lot of solo queue Gunblade being played for Cannon.
Utilizing their lane advantages.
Yeah.
Grab this neutral objective. Man, they're playing good wolf.
Yeah, this is a great start here for DRX, and like frankly, the fact that they used their summoners early could have been a problem if there was a big fight there, but they backed away from that one where the junglers both showed up, right? You mentioned the Aqua Prison synergy with Canyon on the Pantheon. They were like, okay, let's walk away from this one. Disadvantage that he has. That was almost a kill's worth of gold in the lead. Grub's up now.
Yep. And there is a wave to be picked up by Geo as well. As okay, there's a pulverize as Canyon throws up the shield to try and keep himself safe. The flash out of the way. There's the shockwave. And Canyon looking in a whole lot of trouble. That's Willa locking down the kill. And first blood over to DRX.
DRX looking great in this opening game here.
You've got Willa now in the jungle as well. Vincenzo alongside him, but it's Willa that's starting here today. As Canyon will be the one to get on in here and take away at least one of these grubs. Willa can possibly go for a little bit of a late invade on this, but decides not to as Chovy had been roaming over anyway. So close to that 1,000 gold still here for DRX. We don't have any quest completions just yet. We'll be getting closer and closer to that as the flash forward, but the stun is really good. Slice and dice as Keen still looking for it. Doesn't quite manage to get that Ruthless Predator off.
Level 6. Willer once again is going to use this Prio a second time to grab control of this Drake, and they're going to get a 2 Drake lead off of this double Dragon at the start. And Canyon can try to make a play onto Rich, but look at how quickly he's pushed that up. He's relatively safe here. Yeah, that's their only cross map.
Yeah, GenG just kind of caught napping right now in this game, and Will are going to be able to take this one. We'll have a look at what our next... oh my, Earth, Wind, and Fire again? First game yesterday, first game today. Oh my goodness, it's my birthday. I love this.
All right, going to go for Rich.
Canyon is just going to kill Rich. That's what he's going to opt in for here, and Rich is going to do his best, but yeah, Slicing Maelstrom not going to be doing too much. Well, Canyon can move in and does have the Grand Starfall as well. They are looking for a fight here by the looks of things. Tidal Wave available. There's the flash headbutt. Pulverize though. It's a Sandal that decides to go in onto Ruler. The heal comes through though, and he's now kept himself safe as Keen from the top side, and now it's Gen.G's turn to put their weight into the fight. Let's see what they can find. A Slicing Maelstrom does absolutely nothing. The flash forward from Canyon, and the flash away from Rich is going to keep him alive as now Chovy looks for his angle, decides not to pull the trigger on the flash, and just gets rid of all of DRX. And Gen.G says, this is my Herald.
It's incredible this game is a 2-kill game.
Yeah.
And nobody dies, but it is the big prize of the Herald that goes over to Gen.G here. All in attempt.
Yeah, G looking for that angle there as Ruler does have his barrier, uses it, but it's not to the full effect. Relatively close to the turret, so he's absolutely fine. As Canyon has started this dragon off, Willer in the area. That is sole point for DRX if they're going to go for it. As you do have Rich moving up there from the bottom side as now Andal goes in. I don't know about that one as he does get put into that bubble. And now has to use the ultimate. Won't have that for this upcoming fight, which could be a big problem. Tidal Wave to lock down Willer as now Chovy gets the Emperor's Divide, finds the bottom lane, and wipes them out. Willer now in trouble as well, and that should guarantee the Dragon. Gen.G were a little sleepy at the beginning of this game, but I think, Wolf, they have woken up.
Yeah, it's Chovy again finding this angle. He had the back into the TP into the last fight. Wasn't able to catch them when he came in, but was able to guarantee that DRX needed to be so far away from the Herald, and then this time actually sets up the kill onto the flashless Yunara, and now Rich is the next target here. Does not have his Slicing Maelstrom, and he is not long for this world.
He is very dead. Chovy going to be grabbing his next one. 2-0-1 now on the Azir. 500 gold lead. As you can see, Gen.G going to augment that with a Drake take as well. Quadra Infernal, if this game does go that long, could be pretty impressive.
For the freebie, could see him come down here, look for it, knows there's no flash on the Yunara, has the perfect shuffle in, grabs a bonus Alistair for his troubles.
Yep, no flash required as well, so we'll have that for the upcoming fight at the same time. Sounds very, very frightening. But Rich could also get himself into a pretty dangerous position, as you can see, trying to kite Keen out here. And the Dominus is going to come through, Slicing Maelstrom in response. As Rich is still dangerous, but it's Willa that's moving in first now, but still just a solo bolo for Keen. And Canyon going to come down and help out. There is the stun, and down will go Willa for the double. And man, we were saying that Rich could be a point of power. Well, that has gone. All kind of slipped away. We'll see whether they can do anything about it, because it just feels like this game has just been taken by Gen.G.
Third and final coach voice is used here for DRX for the last moments.
Oh. Tidal Wave was a little bit expectant there from Duro. Doesn't quite find the angle as well. That was really cute. Chovy, though, just going to throw you Cal away. The Slice Maelstrom comes in, but that that is going to be the double for Rich. Comes in and wipes them out. Ruler now able to answer back with the kill onto the Yunaras. Rich is now looking to wipe him out. He will be able to do so. He's now looking for some fish food as Dura will be taken. And he heard what we were saying after he got solo killed. Well, the killer is right here now and looking to try and tidy up. They're looking to kite him though, and Keen's in trouble. Pulverize comes down. It's a quadra from Rich.
All right, we were saying it may have been GenG's game to lose. They very, very well have lost at least the lead. And I'm looking at this game state thinking, okay, how do DRX win? Maybe a pick in the side lane here could be a first start.
Yeah, Slurkle going to come on through there as now Chovy does find the Emperor's Divide onto Gio, who's tanking up the turret, but it does not matter. That is just going to be Willa turning up, helping Gio grab himself the kill. That will also take down this turret. Keen doing the same thing towards the bottom side of the map, and it looks like a Dragon in trade as well.
I mean, they've got to start Baron right now. They have to make a snap call. There's no coach voice for this one. You're out, used all three. And let's see. Okay, we're going to see the teleport over here from UCal. They are going to stick the Baron. They've got one more chance at this game. This could be what wins it for them if they can secure this.
Yeah, this could be a big deal. It's already down to 50% as Ruler and Dura, they know exactly what's going on. Andal waiting offside though, as you can see, Canyon will be showing up. Keen gets here as well. Canyon trying to get himself into this pit. Can he actually flash for it? The answer is no. They take down the cow immediately though, and DRX, they're just looking to try and get themselves out after securing this Baron. And if they just lose the cow, 100% worth. If they lose Willer as well, probably still worth.
I mean, Chovy's TPing in to try to rush down this turret. He is in his ear. And DRX hang on in this game. Still 2,500 gold behind. It's even Drake's now. But this Yunara becomes a bigger and bigger threat as we go on. And the team fighting power of this cannon can be realized fully with a flank, with a nice TP. Drake's are like, all right, well, if you guys don't come over, I will kill this turret in about 2 seconds flat. So that's a lot of gold sitting there for the taking, as well as a lot of map control. And they will just get this group up and take it.
Oh, the flash forward from Willa doesn't actually get enough. As Ruler was able to get that Valkyrie off in time, that could have been a huge moment. Decides not to commit the flash, and they do have this tower falling down in the bottom lane, sorry, in the top lane, as well as the bottom. As you can see, Rich was taking care of that one, as now Ruler stepping forward, taking matters into his own hands here, as the Arc of Judgment not doing quite, sorry, the Arc of Ruin not quite doing enough there from Gio.
Well, I think that's the problem that DRX are somehow going to solve, not to mention that Chovy is massive as well and has an arm guard. Both carries so safe for GenG.
Well, Canyon just going to make his way in, as now UCal has to flash to get himself out of the way. Gio slowed down so he cannot get into the fight, and Andal, he's tanking up so much, but there's no one to follow up. Rich this time couldn't make his way in despite having flash up and available, and now it's Willa that's in a lot of trouble. They do find that fantastic shockwave, but it's just not enough. Keen gets in there. Chovy gets the Emperor's Divide, which will turn UCal golden, but unfortunately that does not avoid death. That's a clean ace, and GenG are just going to run over them.
All right, I guess it just isn't going to be that long back and forth game. The back and forth ends on GenG's fourth.
A relatively short back and forth. Let's go with that, because it was definitely back and forth. However, if you lose a fight like that at this time of the game, you will just lose the game. Inhibitor goes down, and GenG will be able to take down these turrets. But I imagine they are also impressed with how DRX played this game, especially in the early stages. This is a new roster that has a lot of pieces that haven't quite gelled together yet, and I didn't really have a whole lot of hope for this squad moving into 2026, and I have so much more now. I mean, I'm a little bit worried though at the lack of damage on the DRX side, right? Like, so much of this is going to come from UCal, and he is very single target, because as soon as Christmas is over, then it becomes like, you know,
no, Alice,
300 days until next Christmas.
Gingerbread cookies in the inventory, it's still Christmas season. Nobody's ever eaten a gingerbread cookie outside of the holiday season, ever, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, they're just not quite as good because they're obviously a bit stale. But they are still fine. We do have a little bit of a battle here as Ruler, Arcane shifting forward, finds the stun though to Andal, as Ruler now going to flash over the top of Gio, will be able to lock down the kill. Grabs that one for first blood and is looking for another. Stays alive by getting into the brush to avoid dying to the minions.
2 kills here to GenG. So the initial setup here is on to Gio. First shot, right? He's trying so hard to get that full shot out. Flash is on him.
Man,
he's so close to it. And then Leona here gets the stun, gets into the brush, the minion aggro is dropped. Ruler's going to easily be able to sidestep that one. I think that the discussion probably was around setting up for this dragon with the prio they have on bottom side, as that is exactly what they are doing now. Canyon is on vision, but he's also very aware that no one can really come over here and stop him. He has flash and ult, and he is ready to use it. UCal He's creeping over, but I don't know if he should be.
Yeah, he's on vision himself, but you got the miasma going down. There's the knock-up onto Chovy, remember. Doesn't have the flash. True Shot Barrage sails through, though, as UCal has to flash away. Does manage to find the petrifying gaze, but it is still going to be him that falls down. And the Cyclone is going to lock up the Bard as well. So sad meep sounds and 2 kills to Gen.G.
I mean, UCal went for the 1 in a million play there on trying to shut down the Wukong. It was very cool. It did still not work, unfortunately, for him. It looked very impressive, the timing of that miasma coming out, or petrifying gaze.
There is the barrier going to be used as G now looking for it. Oh, the reloading! So problematic!
Upgraded his clip.
Yeah, this is the problem.
Wait, actually, no way. If he, okay, he saves it.
I mean, Duro's coming in, there's the flash out, and Andrew just slaps him down. Just overstaying the welcome is now Keen. Could actually be there, the flash forward, and Rich is able to lock down the solo bolo. Chovy is going to be able to answer it here most likely, and we'll just need another Q or 2, and Rich will be going down. Does get the Soul Furnace, so we'll be buying a little bit more time as, oh, don't tell me he gets out. Do not tell me he does not get out, thank goodness.
Well, in exchange, UCal is going to grab that outer plate.
He takes the Magical Journey out.
Yeah, the Electrocute Bard Jin lane did not generate the lead that DRX were looking for in this one.
Yeah, getting cleanly duo killed was probably not the thing they wanted. As Tempered Fate goes down, Curtain Call comes in as well as now Gen.G looking to try and turn it. The Cyclone is enough just to kill Andil outright as now Willa inside the Cataclysm, but who's trapped in where with who is now Jiu looking for a little bit, but Ruler is right behind him, and now Canyon just going to transfer over towards killing UCal to keep himself safe. True Shot Barrage onto Jiu, the flash forward from Chovy, the easy 1-2 punch here as Gen.G throw out the alley-oop, and it's 8-2.
This time it'll be Gen.G's. And I just don't think there's a real contest in this one. DRX tried last time.
Well, let's see what they can actually get done here. It's actually Ruler that takes down the Dragon. Tempered Fate does nothing, and down goes the Bard. Now Willer is in a lot of trouble himself as he has to flash to get himself out of the way. UCal not going to be so lucky. Petrifying Gaze onto 2, but it does not matter. There is no follow-up, and that is another couple of kills swiftly going over to Gen.G as all of their quests have now been completed. And Jiu does get a bit of a wave shoved in towards this turret, but I don't think in the neutral he's really going to be able to fight against Ruler here as Willer comes down, does find the Cataclysm.
Ruler has flash and barrier, and Jiu is reloading again. Ruler's like, try me.
Oh no. Well, he will find that bullet. Ruler is going to have to possibly use something to get out of the way, but there was no vision, and so therefore it is just not going to happen. Canyon moves in, but he's just trying to deter them from sticking around. And yeah, we don't need to look at the top lane. It's not all that interesting as Andil might be dead again as Shield of Daybreak, not actually quite enough there, but they're just going to follow him through his magical journey. So there goes the Bard once more.
You know, the analogy, you miss every shot you don't take, doesn't necessarily mean you need to take every shot. Jiu has been, certainly he's been pulling it out. Every time he gets a chance, he's going to escape here, but his turret is not long for this world. Rich is getting collapsed on. And that candle analogy, you know, maybe it's a bucket of water this time for Gen.G.
Well, you can see Rich is just bailing himself out of there as Gio is also going to die. Chovy and Ruler making short work of the Jin. The Scion, as we can see, is defecting. Just thinking that maybe Gen.G is going to be the right call for this game. But he is just going to be able to make it out. Cute little use of the Unstoppable Onslaught to make sure that he is going to survive. But Gen.G, in the meantime, will be taking the Rift Herald, and it's a 7,000 gold lead. I mean, DRX overloaded the bot side. They had a few extra members there. But now Dura is actually going to go for this, as now UCal could be in trouble. The flash out of the way from the Tempered Fate means that UCal is just dead, and Willa tries to get back towards that side of the play. As okay, Duro, straight underneath the turret, is actually surviving for a very long time and uses the Rift Herald to get himself to safety. Willa is going to be ran over by the Rift. What the heck was those coach comms? They go into Duro's ear and say, all right, can you just pilot the Rift Herald to murder someone as you are almost definitely going to go down, and then watch Ruler get a solo kill in the mid lane. That was probably not what was said, but we did hear that he was giving Duro tips.
Yes. Wow, that was everything. I was going to say that was something, but I think it was actually quite
That was everything. A lot of things.
Yeah. Canyon to get the charge, reboot into the Herald, and then turn around and grab the kill. The Ruler's just making a highlight reel over here.
Yeah, he is. Willa might be able to kill him. He did have the barrier available, though. There's a Cataclysm avoided, and Ruler outplays him to pick up the double solo. Rich is going to turn up, and that's going to make it too hard as Deadly Flourish does come down. But I think the damage has been done as G is immediately punished now for killing Prince Ruler, and Canyon will be able to deal with that as he flashes forward to pick that one up. Now Rich, oh, they just left. As Yuka was teleporting in,
yeah,
that's why.
TP is just a little bit too late. I want an instant replay of the fan cam.
A pretty good game one as well. So, I mean,
recency bias means my prediction is Ruler's going to get it, because, I mean, watch this.
I mean, he does this, right?
Yeah.
And that might be enough just to get it regardless. Man, that was a sick outplay. What was that, is what he said. We're being a bit disingenuous. We don't want that. This game is borderline over. As Canyon is going to get engaged on here. Let's see whether he can find something as the Cyclone does get a couple of knockups. Surviving for a very long time, however, will be taken out. But look at these health bars. They're so low. Great sidestep there from Chovy at the same time. Does get interrupted, so he's not realm warping away, but that might be a dangerous thing as he gets a big old shield from the Seraphs, and in goes everyone. Ruler's now showed up. That's a bunch of extra money. I mean, Giu does manage to get the kill onto Chovy, so that is a big deal for picking up that cash, but I just don't think it's going to be worth it when Ruler is going to be picking up his 9th kill in a couple of moments.
Yeah, I mean, does this really change the landscape of POM votes that much? Like, it was really impressive from Chovy, but it wasn't an actualizer highlight, you know? It was,
yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, he ghosted, which is cool
there
on the patch. I mean, yeah, Ruler killed a Scion, so that's not really like that many points in his corner either.
Oh, but he tanked the zombie Scion, which I think is a big deal. As he died. As we've got a little bit of a fight here towards the top side. There's a public execution. Tempered Fate locks up a few of them. But unfortunately, Andil is still going to die. Yukal also looking a bit worse for wear as it's a triple kill already for Ruler. And let's see whether he can lock down the Penta this time. Rich is going to go down for the Quadra, and Giu is just running for the hills. Another denied Penta here for Ruler. Unfortunately, they are still going to run after him. But
I think
what are the odds?
The game will last long enough for that to come through. Oh, Jin versus Turret. Turret wins!
Oh no, there's the Penta! There's the Penta! Unofficial Penta for Ruler! Put it on the stats page!
Oh my god, turn it off, I can't!
Yeah.
Oh god.
It didn't feel great for anyone, I think, involved, as Ruler does one shot towards that turret to do 1 billion damage to it. Willa almost just dies as an afterthought, as in goes Canyon, finds the Cyclone, and down goes Willa. Now Ruler is moving forward. Tempered Fate does not find him, but Petrifying Gaze, it does. Public Execution gets right in amongst it, as it's a double for Ruler so far. Chovy grabbing a kill himself. And man, this Ruler guy is pretty good at this video game. 17, 2, and 6, and finally, Gen.G will put DRX out of their misery.
Yeah, pretty quick game 2 here. 24 minutes in. Game 1 a lot more interesting. DRX decided to send it big on those 2 Dragon fights. They came up with nothing. If it's Lulu in the bottom lane, which
I mean, it is.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, is there some Lulu tech in the jungle?
I mean, is Peanut here? Is Spirit here?
Powerful to get your bottom lane ahead, and that has just been the name of the game here on 26.1.
Oh, Sponge. Taking a little bit of damage here from Raptor as you got Diablo moving over. Lehens is very low as the Slurkle comes in, and now Vikla has popped the ulti. Great Dredge Line is going to connect. The Charm lands as well, and that is First Blood going over to Diablo. Now Taeun has the Chakram stacked up, but it is not enough as Vikla is going to grab that Essence back to heal himself up, and Flash has to be used from Lehens. And Raptor is just going to be taking out these grubs. Vikla work at them as well, as we can see.
They're pinging, please help. Vikla's trying to come over here, and he might be able to get here just in time. And all the time Sponge spins trying to threaten the dive, but not going for it, means that they're not actually doing the dragon.
Yep. And Lehen's taking a bit of damage here from Diablo as well, who is feeling a whole lot better now that he has a 400 gold lead after those 2 kills did come on through for him. We do have the Rock coming down though, Unstoppable Force available. He finds the Yunara, and Diablo flashes and still dies. Very unfortunate stuff, as Callan will be able to survive. Yeah.
Now he doesn't have it for potentially a follow-up in an upcoming fight. So Nongshim back on the board here. Won't be able to take this dragon, however, B&K in return.
Nicely done.
Yeah, as I think maybe Coach Comms were used. I actually did not catch, but
perhaps cinematic mode on us again, which I really like. Raptor level behind here, as he does get a little bit of a snare onto Sponge. You got Fights on multiple fronts. The Slurkle comes down though, as Sponge actually eating a lot of damage. There's the depth charge for the double knockups, and Vikla looks for the angle, and they find Taeyun out of nowhere! How did that even happen?
This was a bit of a disaster. Not quite there, but they're going to get all the plates.
Oh yeah, this is crescendum into a turret, and that means that one is going to be a lot of plates. Scout now going to take a fair bit of damage as he does face check a charm.
But if the rest of this game is any indication, I'm not sure if he's going to use it. The rest of the team is kind of posturing like, please use it! We need you to be here!
BNK teleport, another teleport to come through from Nongshim. There's the unstoppable force onto only Raptor. He stays alive for a very long time as now Scout turns up as well. Taeyeon's going to get knocked up. The double knockups as the Rek'Sai makes his way in. Taeyeon survived for a very long time but will be taken out. And the Yunara is starting to pop off until she dies. Now Scout getting amongst it, and Kellen cannot actually help out. Will Vikla be able to land the charm? That's the question. No, he gets flicked back and destroyed. And Nongshim are able to answer back beautifully. Still clear is fighting, and Scout will survive. And that will mean that they will be the victors in this particular battle. But man, still a pretty close one, all things considered.
Yeah, it really was. If they don't get that kill onto Diablo there, actually able to initially impact the play. It's actually the engage from Sponge. It gets onto Raptor, puts him low, which guarantees the Dragon's going to go over. On the other side of the fight, it's a wild growth here onto Taeyeon, forces him back. He gets taken out, but Diablo is just so incredibly low. Kingen actually getting that secure the kill really turned things around.
So showing up where it counts, we've got a Herald crash into this outer turret on the top side, and Nongshim getting even more plate gold there. Clear will show up. I don't know whether this tower is actually going to go down, because the knockup does come on through onto Sponge.
He has Gravitum, so it's kind of hard to do anything here.
Yeah. As all right, Raptor, a dredge line that doesn't even really help his mobility too much there, as we saw.
But when the flash is down, you are vulnerable. Speaking of vulnerable.
Yeah. Clear is just going to take a little bit of a tunnel out here, but Scout is going to be able to catch him. Doesn't hit the seismic shove, but it won't really matter. Taeyeon, he's got some red-white guns and will be able to cut down Clear, as we can see. It does take a little bit of time, but they will get there in the end. Let's see whether BNK can actually make anything of this, and the answer is no, because the teleport from Kingen is going to come on through. Cloud Soul this game, the extra movement speed, you can imagine for Taeyeon's going to feel absolutely fantastic.
Kingen is just once again left in the side, pushing another wave through. There's no
Taeyeon
answer.
Is just kind of, speaking of no answer, not really with too much to do here as he's trying to get himself out. Redemption going to be helping him, but unfortunately, the rock is just cut down. Now Clear on that angle, wants to get on top of Taeyeon where he can, but he takes the blast cone to get to safety. This should mean that BNK can grab themselves their second Drake of the game. Yeah. The Weave as well does come on through here as now Nongshim with Kingen in that front line. He's very, very tanky. The BNK, they have the man advantage. Hook is going to connect onto Lehens, but he's now going to take the Nautilus for a walk. In goes Clear. There's the Wild Growth combo as Taeyeon's going to get dove on. He does get a shield. He's trying to take Taeyeon down, and he does manage to do it in the end, but he will actually be biting the dust himself. Kingen eating so much damage and will be able to survive. The Nongshim, they lose their 80 carry. Sponge is making his way back, though, and BNK are not going to be able to do this Dragon.
I think he might have actually been able to get even more work done there. But ultimately, like you say, it is going to be the Dragon going over to Nongshim as a result of this scrappy skirmish.
Just yet. Clear, just getting out of the way of Kingen, who is 2-0-1 on this Scion. Man, like, he is just very scary.
He also, has spent a ton of extra time in the side lane, and with the quests, that adds up. He has a whole level advantage over Clear.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Sponge, though, in a lot of trouble. There's the depth charge connecting onto Lehens. Sponge, the onslaught is not quite going to work. The unstoppable force, I should say, is now Scout could be in a little bit of trouble as Vikla looking to chase him down. There's the unstoppable onslaught that I was talking about before, as Kingen is going to look for it, channels the cube, but Vikla stays golden for a very long time. There goes the Aphelios as well, as it's Diablo's turn to pop off in this game. He got past Kingen and was able to actually do damage. Kingen is still there, though. You have to be very careful, Diablo, but he's able to now run his way out. And finally, BNK going to get themselves to a gold advantage off the back of a skirmish. There's a Karma, and on the other side, there's a Lulu, and the wild growth adds to these fights so much.
Yeah.
It's unavoidable CC. Oh god, yeah. Speaking of which, Taeyeon is just dead once again, and the Malphite is not really doing what it said it was supposed to when I read that this champion is broken. As Kingen, he has so much. Level 16 Scion is just insanity. However, a lot of the damage is now gone. It's only really Scout that's doing too much. And B&K, they could rotate back towards a Baron if they would like to. It looks like that is not what they're into right now.
They want to get this turret first at least.
Yep.
And that's going to go down.
Oh, he's going to connect as well as Kingen once again trying to tank, but it's Scout that they want to take down first. Slurkle to try and stop him from getting out. Seismic Shove connects onto Diablo, but that's only going to actually gap close as he really does just want to kill Kingen.
It gives you a big ult, but you know, it was hard to deal with the Scion. Now he has LDR. Now he can deal with the Scion. And Diablo is ready to fight.
Well, Weave as well going to try and break up this fight as there's a knock-up onto Taeyon into the backline. Goes Vikla, breaks the chains there as well as Raptor looking to flash out of the way, and it's successful. Clear will be able to get into the backline as he looks for Taeyon once again, but he's kiting as best he can. Diablo trying to stay alive as Sponge down so incredibly low. Kingen wants to be able to take him out, but the Arc of Ruin is so powerful, and Kingen is dead. Diablo still alive. They do deal with the Rek'Sai as both top laners are now dead, and now Kingen, as the zombie version, still wanting to get some work done. Low health bars for both of these AD carries, and in fact, everyone on Nongshim is limping into this one, but it is a 4 versus 4, and Raptor is caught off onto the side. Slurkle comes through, Taeyon trying to hit that moonshot, but will not quite be able to connect it. The charm! And down goes the Aphelios. It's a disaster for Nongshim. Look away, Korean viewers. Oh, the boo effect is happening real bad here at the end of this game, as now Diablo trying to run this one off, does manage to get shielded up, as Scout may have overextended the flash from the hands. Diablo's missed. How is this guy still alive? He finds the cooldowns. They go everywhere else other than him, and Diablo is able to lock down his target. And now Vikla has another Spirit Rush, so he'll use that to take down Scout. My God, what a fight.
I mean, what a fight. That, who says LCK is not a hands region? Watch those moments. Oh, but no one can hit him.
Well, now B&K once again on a flank angle, as you can see Clear looking for Taeyon once more. Just finds the ulti to dive on forward, but Vikla, he's the one caught out on the other side, but my God, the Aphelios just exploded. Diablo is doing so much damage now. Kingen is melting as Diablo, yep, I think he may have hit critical mass as he collects himself a triple kill. And this Yunara is, 13, 2, and 6. All right.
In the pocket and a pickaxe on top of it. That Baron is not going to last at all against this much firepower.
I just want to reiterate, congratulations to B&K for holding on to Diablo from 2025.
I mean,
off on an angle, is spotted there by, I believe, a Scryer's Bloom. But they can back off to the Dragon immediately after this Baron as well. It's really good timing, actually. As, all right, Flash Unstoppable Force comes on in. There's the Wild Growth to try and keep Diablo alive, but it's not going to work. Vikla's dead as well. That's the combo
there you
that
go.
they've been looking for.
And, I mean, if you could take both carries out with a single 1-2 punch, you might be able to actually win the game. They're going to just push down mid with this massive wave, take these turrets out, and it's going to be 40 seconds till Vikla's back up, and that might have just been the 1-2 punch that brings Nongshim to the lead here. Now, 30 seconds left here.
Not. They can't just win off
They still have this wave. They do not have their ultimates, so if those respawns come through.
And it's crescendo, it does so much damage to these turrets.
They have to buy time somehow, some way. They don't have the Raptor ultimate. They have Clear.
I think now that there's 2 Nexus turrets to deal with, I don't think this is going to be enough. They should be able to get rid of the wave, but
just barely they
Nongshim. Time. But B&K, they will be able to get themselves a soul point here, as Scout is going to be able to take down this outer turret towards the top side of the map. B&K do answer that with the Dragon. Somewhat even trade, and they still have about...
That was just a really unfortunate moment there, and a great proactive play from Sponge.
Well, there's another hook. It's going to connect as they're looking for the pick, and they will be able to find Lahans. Now the rest of Nongshim are going to turn up. This time Taeyon is still alive, but man, the Orb of Deception is doing damage. The hook from downtown, the double knock-up, and Aphelios just explodes! What the heck was that? This time Diablo's alive, and he lets them know, as it is only Kingen left up, and he is walking the other direction, as now it's B&K's turn to try and end this game. And he's not going to be able to teleport out of that one. And there is going to be the ace. Yunara picks it up 16, 3 and 7 for Diablo. And when he doesn't get hit by a Malphite ult, they are probably going to win the game. They're going to do exactly that right now.
This time we will see the end. This time they're in the base, and B&K, there was the one big slip up, but otherwise they were able to outplay Nongshim in this one. Better team coordination with the pre-built synergy this roster already has from 2025. As you mentioned, keeping the identity of the dive alive. Well, you couldn't ask for more engage. but also functionally it peels incredibly well for an AD carry that's already so difficult to lock down, and it is Diablo on the Ezreal. Even though the Orion went over and we kind of were like, wow, that's crazy. That's a lot of power budgeted into Scout on a champ he's quite well known for.
This does do a bit of damage to Vikla. Scout very out of mana.
Yeah, that's
Raptor is rotating over.
And Raptor is prepped.
Oh, the chains connect! Sponge dives in, and Vikla is getting the heck out of there, but Scout has basically nothing to work with. It will be the kill followed up, but First Blood goes over to Nongshim, and they'll have a bit of extra money for that. Wave. And so he is able to get back here.
Yeah, he is significantly down in CS, as you'd expect. As here comes the ult.
Yeah, Orianna comes, so the Shockwave comes in from the Silas, and now Scout's in so much trouble. Vikla looking for it. No flash, no chance. Solo bolo for Vikla in the mid lane.
Matchup where even though you have the range advantage, like Silas just starts trading with you. He's got health.
Oh, Lahan's just dead. Okay. Well, now Taeyeon's in a whole lot of trouble as well. Does still have flash up and available, but man, where did that cow go?
Been pushed in super hard, and then top lane needs no explanation. Kingen doesn't have money.
Oh, there's a slicing maelstrom here as Kingen doesn't have that ulti available. Ult comes through here from Raptor as well, looking for the flash stun, and he will be able to find it. Clear will have the follow-up as well, and finds the Qs from both of them, and Raptor's able to lock down that kill. There is the true shot barrage onto Lahen's. No.
That was an E. That was not even a flash.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit dire.
And so there's just no in, like you say, and this is just going to be Dragon. It's a slightly late Dragon, to be sure, at 10 minutes here, but
oh no, he's
goes over.
Wave. Oh dear. Well, it's going to be difficult for Kingen. We've got 3 seconds on the slicing maelstrom as well. Clear is once again going to be dangerous.
This blind Renekton might be, when Kennen is up, might be something to avoid in the future. With it, you can get on top of the enemy AD carry, peel even against the... I mean, there's just so many things.
Oh, this time Chains of Corruption is going to land, and there is the Wombo combo. Taeyeon on the board.
Uh-oh, Clear.
Got to take one down. Okay, Clear is also in trouble. Does find the slicing maelstrom for a bit of a stun, and Kingen is able to wipe him out. Raptor's going to show up, but he's by himself.
Starting to hit pretty hard. Raptor is going to come up here and start up this Herald, as all those health bars were expended in that last fight. The flash is down for Scout. His ult is down. Raptor is just going to start this one up. Knows that he has a Kennen coming up here, who also has teleport now, by the way, with this role quest, of course. Really hit on that, but that is why you can take Ignite now. And even though he didn't get a kill with Ignite, like that extra pressure, the fact that that existed is big part of why that CS advantage is there.
Yeah.
Raptor does take the Herald. Doesn't feel like this is the big oomph moment. It's going to be about the CC more than anything else.
Well, Lahan's gets that flash headbutt Pulv onto Kellen, but he's able to walk his way out of there. The Unbreakable Will is now going to be put together. Pop Blossom connects onto 3, but Kingen makes his way back into the back line, and slicing Maelstrom from Clear, but he's under the turret. They do take 2 of them down, though, as Diablo is free hitting in this back line. Taeyeon's still alive, though. There is the stun from Raptor. But Scout has the turret and has his orb to help him out. 2 on the floor on both sides, but it looks like B&K have control of the map.
Yeah, B&K have the jungle, and their jungler has a Herald. Now this is going to be the Dragon to come over, but more will go over as Diablo. You got to be careful.
Oh dear, there's the Grand Starfall.
Maybe not.
Scout's just really dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Forget Dragon. I'm going to kill the champion first, then get the Dragon. As they are going to come over here and look for a punish, but I think this turret is just gone.
Yeah, Rift Herald's still there. Diablo looking a little worse for wear, though. Lahen's now without the ulti, but Diablo is very close to dead. Taeyeon just pushing him out. As now Kingen getting into that front line. Raptor wants to find it. Taeyeon, no! Oh, the overstep, and Kingen cannot help him there.
I mean, B&K were like, you know, we could just drop Herald and let it go. Or in live, by the way, it's more of a disaster.
Yeah, Clear is likely to die. There he is, just sort of sliced up. Pop Blossom is going to connect onto a few, but Raptor's also dead. Vikla now has the ulti from Lahan's and will be able to kill the cow with it. Now Sponge could be in trouble, but they still have a turret that's on its last legs here in this bottom lane. And Kingslayer to close the gap here onto Scout, finds the chains here as the Orianna's in trouble. Vikla doesn't have the ulti, but he's kind of feeling okay about it as Kellen's moving in. Does not manage to get that snare, but there is the shockwave to lock it down still. Sponge able to answer one back. Diablo moving down here towards his bottom side as the Warrior Trickster will get Sponge out of there. A 1-for-1, but the turret not long for the world, so a bit of extra money into B&K's pockets.
Untouchable in this fight. No one can shut him down.
Yeah. And let's see whether he can find yet another one. May not be able to get another Unbreakable Will, but we'll just have to see as the Cloud Drake does go over to Nongshim. It's going to be 1 apiece. Chemtech Soul in this game.
Once she hits 2 items, a bigger threat, so B&K need to be measured with their aggression, but can continue the aggression.
Yeah, this is not looking too measured as the Cyclone does come through. Shockwave there as well. Decent combo as a Pop Blossom. He's going to get headbutted away. Now Kingen looking to get into that backline as this Raptor that's his first target, and down will go the Pantheon. Taeyeon trying to make his way in as Diablo's just going to say no to that. Finds the Mystic shots, and meanwhile on this top side, it's Vikla that's popping off. Can the Arcane Shift come back off cooldown? That's the question, as Taeyeon will be able to stop Diablo from pushing forward. Scout on his last legs, but Kingen looking so strong in this game.
And he's like, I'm not even going to go with my team. I'm going to chase Taeyeon out. I think if he just goes up here, they do a lot more.
By the way, Taeyeon are in position. They get a control ward over. Let's see whether Sponge can actually get into the pit as Vikla finds the Unbreakable Will. Sponge does have the Cyclone. Pop Blossom comes on through, but it is a very dead Kellen to start this one off. Raptor locks down the Baron, but can they keep themselves alive? It's clear with the Slicing Maelstrom, they're able to take down the Varus as Vikla gets into that backline. Can anyone do damage to this Silas? What the hell are you doing, Vikla? This is ridiculous. Tanks up the Shockwave and gets the chains to get himself out. A Vikla POM in my 2026 Wolf.
I mean, I've already got it locked in because this guy also saved the game so many times on Ahri. Yes, Diablo is popping off, and yes, he got 13 kills on Yunara in game 1, is having an incredible Ezreal game. But for me, this game has been all Vikla all the time. And the second game, where he just runs at Taeyeon amongst 3 people and just murders them all and then walks out casually, is, yeah, I think it's enough for me to say, yeah.
That's going to be enough. We'll see whether B&K can actually win Worlds, but I think that maybe it's too early to tell. As in goes Lehens, finds the Pulverize. Chains of Corruption does go wide though, and now Kellen off the bus and straight into that backline to look for the Pop Blossom, and they'll wipe out 2 of them before this fight has even really started. Kingen gets melted as Vikla doesn't get the chains, as there is a Grand Starfall as Raptor flashes forward. Scout not long for the world, and Taeyeon this time around is going to be saved till last by B&K as the chains connect, and the cleanse ain't enough for him. A double kill for Vikla, and they will now put an end to this game.
Yeah, Vikla was like, guys, keep up. Raptor, why haven't you ulted yet? Get in this space. Go in between the turrets. I am going to maul them. Then down they fall. Nongshim looking out of sorts in this one.
And B&K looking amazing.
The dive, the setups, the coordination, unreal. The drafting as well. Pretty unique here as one last ceremony for Vikla, as I think he, even though Diablo had an incredible series.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.